Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
What the heck was going on there?
On where?
That that local. He was
Oh,
not
I don't know.
having any
I've
of it.
I've been like sat here waiting for Gupta to come back for 10 minutes because he had to take a nap, but he just informed me to just depot his vehicle because he's going to be a little bit longer.
Yeah, I saw.
Do you need like a ride like to PD or something,
No,
or have you got your own vehicle here?
I've got it here. Uh,
Ah, got you.
so actually, I was curious. I was watching to see what's going on. About doing a little bit of CID work, stuff like that, and I was curious why there was so many speed units out.
Oh, there's always I have one and Gupta just passed his yesterday, so we're allowed to drive them whenever we want pretty much.
Okay, the reason I was curious is because been pretty much every time I've been in city today, there's been maybe four cops on duty, and two of them are riding
Hmm.
around in a speed unit.
Yeah,
Even the
we can.
SEU SOPs say three normal squad cars to
Nope.
every one.
No, they do not. We've already spoken to Joel about this, and he was okay with it. As long as
Because
there is one more person on duty, we can take our SEU vehicles out. And there was, however, Frank and Panda did not inform us they were going off duty.
okay,
And since then, we've been sat here waiting
okay.
because
Well,
he
I
had to take
didn't
a nap.
know that Joel had said something about that because I just reread
Yeah,
the SOPs yesterday
it
as
was a few. What? How
Ryan had
are
said
you
for the.
SEU?
I'm a lieutenant though.
How do you have access to our SOPs?
Uh, I have shared access in the SOPs for the city, or not the city, but the PD itself. That the structure for SEU to come out is three normal patrol cars to every one SEU. If there's not
I
three
have
normal patrol
literally
cars
spoken
out,
to Joel
then
about this.
well,
I'm
that's
not
what
gonna
I'm
go.
saying. I didn't.
Yeah, so a few days ago, Joe said to me, and I was like, read our SOPs, and he was fine with it. I've been on duty multiple times with Joel and one other person in my BMW, and he's not said anything.
And also, I'm high command. That's how I have access to
Uh-huh.
the lieutenant.
Yeah, I've spoken to him multiple times about it, and so
So
has Emily.
that's what I am asking is because it was not updated in the SOPs for the PD itself. Like I said, when Ryan posted the email that the SOPs were updated, I read the SOPs from top to bottom, and that was one of the things I remember seeing because I always see so many speed units with very little patrols. And like for instance,
It's
in this
interceptor
situation
vehicles.
here,
It's
this
intercept.
in this situation
It's
here, you guys aren't patrol. You guys can't transport a suspect in your vehicles.
you
So
can.
if oh you can,
Mm-hmm.
since whenever you're able to transport in a
It's
two-door.
interceptor vehicles you cannot transfer a 1095. It's also the interceptor patrols that can only happen with 3 cars on duty. I'm looking at our SOPs for SEU right now. It's if one of us
What
had
the
the
hell? Why
Lamborghini
isn't this
or
loading?
the Ford out that you need to have 3 vehicles on. If main SOPs
Well,
have
at this
updated,
point,
then I can't see them because
if
for some reason they're not updating like the main like
yeah,
PD SOPs.
well, like I said, it wasn't made known that you guys were allowed to drive them whenever you wanted, so that's why I was asking. Um,
Trust me, I had the same thing because I read our SOPs and I was like, okay, I'm good. And then someone came up and was like, hey, you can't drive this. And I'm like, wait, what? And then all of a sudden I was like,
yeah,
yeah, you can. And I'm like, I am so fucking confused now.
yeah.
But
So I mean, if
yeah,
Chief said it, then obviously he overrides anything I say. But
yeah, so
I was
basically
just checking it out
earlier,
because I was curious, and like I see a lot of the speed units out all the time.
mhm.
That's definitely not normal from any other department I've.
Trust me, the past 2 days we've actually needed them because every chase that I've been in, they are fucking zooming.
Well, so like earlier today, for instance, I'd say probably 6 or so hours ago, I was in city. There was 10,000 people in the city. 4,000 were cops, and two of them were speed units. I
And
mean, like
Joel did not
in,
complain about it. Joel was with us.
but like I said, I didn't know that all that happened and that was a thing.
Hmm.
So I'll talk to them about making sure they get an announcement or an update on that out so it doesn't happen anymore. Because yeah, I did not know that that was a deal. I asked about it in high command and no one said nothing to me. So I continued on
Yeah, I hear
with
that
my
sometimes
deal.
things just get ignored in there, and then you're just like, I don't know anything anymore.
Oh
Like,
no, I started sending other emails because, as far as I know, was made aware. Assistant Chief didn't know either, and neither did Major Crockett. They didn't say anything about you guys being allowed to, and I mentioned to them about you guys having so many out with very little patrols out, and they were like, I don't know why. Somebody else said that your lead said you could, and that's why. But no one
hmm.
said nothing about Chief or nothing like that. So
Yeah,
I was just trying to follow the SOPs that I read yesterday, making sure it
the
stays up to
past
code.
few days I've been on duty with my if I usually drive my BMW or my F-150. I've been Joel quite a few times in just this one of the SEU vehicles, and yeah, he hasn't said anything.
Yeah, I know that you just recently passed one of your
And I
tests or
think earlier
whatnot.
today there was myself, Emily, and I think two other officers, and myself and Emily were in the SEU. Joe was in his Porsche, and someone else was in something, and yeah, nothing was said about it.
No, like I said, this whole approach is only based off of what I'd read in the SOPs. If it hasn't been updated, that's not your fault. That's not my fault. It is what it is. If I didn't
Trying.
say something, I wouldn't be doing my job. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But no, I'll say something to um, Crockett and Bateman and see about getting that updated. But I'll let you get back to it. Have a good one. Stay
Hmm.
safe.
Yeah, you too.